I'm Gabriel Morency for Sports Interaction. Now, I've got a ton of stuff that I want to hit, so let's cut the foreplay. Let's do this thing. Now, there's a lot of expressions that today's sports broadcasters use that make me want to put my fist through my television screen. Walk-off home run. It's a game-winning home run. They're not walking off leadoff winning goal. Now, is it? It's a game-winning goal. Now, speaking of hockey, when did the boards become the wall? The only wall I know is in China, but hey, that's a great player. John Gruden, Ron Jaworski, or Mike Tirico talk about how great everybody is on Monday Night Football. I'm going to snap. If it was up to these guys, it'd be like 17,000 inductees into Canton every August. Another one? Oh, fellas, this is a big game. You know what? There are a lot of big games on the board, and none bigger than TCU and Utah. I circled the Utah Utes to win the Mountain West before the year started. This is my spot, guys, and I think they can do it. Either way, the winner of TCU Utah is in contention for a national championship berth, although they're probably going to be on the outside looking in. One thing we can guarantee is the loser is done. I think Utah can catch them here. Utah got pasted last year in Fort Worth. I think this year's a little bit different. Last year, that was Jordan Wynn's basically first road start. You don't want to be making your first collegiate road start against TCU in Fort Worth / Dallas, Texas. And you know what happened? TCU pasted them. Utah's going to play with them. Are they going to beat them? I don't know, but those 4.5 points look awfully good. Utah simply don't lose up there in the hills. It's going to be a tough spot for TCU. This, without a doubt, is the game of the weekend. And you know what? I like the home dog. Now, speaking of home dogs, how can I not take LSU? Seems like the mainstream media has already anointed Alabama as the national champion. So if you are Utah, TCU, Boise State, anyone else besides Oregon, basically, or maybe Auburn, you're screwed because everybody wants to see Nick Saban play for another national championship, and the media always get what they want. They don't want LSU. What they want to do is mock Les Miles, the old Mad Hatter. Now, listen, I don't know if LSU is going to be able to pull off an outright W here, but there's no way that I won't be taking the 6.5 points with the LSU Tigers. Now, the Oregon Ducks sort of get a bye week this week, and I've been very disappointed in Jake Locker all season long. Turns out he's been playing with broken ribs. Either way, Washington are horrible. They're nearly as bad as Washington State, truth be told. And in fact, I think Washington State might actually be better, as crazy as that sounds. Either way, Washington are screwed. They're rolling in to Eugene. Yeah, good luck with that. The Ducks are going to be up by 35 at the half. Don't worry about laying the points. And in fact, a first half wager is worth a serious look in this football game. Now, speaking of Washington, how about the Washington Redskins? Their quarterback's too fat. You know what? I met Donovan McNabb before, and I was startled. The dude had like 16 chins, but hey, that's another story. Washington's not playing this weekend. Randy Moss not playing this weekend because he's on a new team, but whatever. Let's talk about the people that actually are playing this weekend. Can you believe that the Oakland Raiders and the Kansas City Chiefs are playing for first place in the AFC West at this time of the season? This is wicked. I'm looking forward to it, but only the Raiders would want to sit a quarterback that's basically led them to nearly 100 points in their last 2 games. This is a really interesting tilt. I've been seesawing back and forth. I've been riding the Raiders all season long, and I've been sharing it with all you guys and all the Rageaholics out there. I like the makeup of this Raider team, and you know, there's something about Tom Cable's insanity that I'm attracted to, but I think he's insane if he goes back to Krukowski in this spot. I think KC's probably the play here. As good as Oakland has been, I'm not sure if they're ready for this spot. Now, speaking of ready for this spot, are the Tampa Bay Buccaneers ready for this spot? They think that they're Super Bowl contenders. If you look at Tampa Bay, yeah, they beat up on inferior opponents, but both times they step up in class, they got absolutely drilled. Either way, the National Football League's a difficult league to wager on, guys. Let's be honest. You know what the NFL to me is? It's like an ex-girlfriend that's drunk. It either turns into a night of great sex or you get punched in the face. And more often than not, when you bet on the NFL, you're getting punched in the face. Now, speaking of punch in the face, let's talk hockey. NHL hockey. How about this? St. Louis and Boston Saturday. Give me the under. I don't care if the total's a puck and a half. I'm taking taking the under, Boston and St. Louis. And let's wrap up this week's hit with a little NBA talk. The Oklahoma City Thunder are finding out that life under the spotlight's a little bit trickier than flying under the radar, and the Thunder are really having a difficult time. They got a big game. They start a 4-game homestand on Sunday night against the Boston Celtics, who've been in the news this week. Kevin Garnett told Villanueva that you look like a cancer patient. He's backtracked. He said, no, you're a cancer to the league. And, when I heard that story, not only did I think that, that Kevin Garnett's basically a jerk-off. He's a great basketball player, but he's never been the classiest guy in the world. But it reminded me of Claude Lemieux when Claude Lemieux was told that he become a cancer for the Montreal Canadiens. He said, yes, it's true. I actually am a cancer. That is my sign. I am Gabriel Morency. May the winners be yours.